month, and some of the most powerful women in entertainment have teamed up to create a remarkable film called 5, which paints a vivid and moving portrait of how breast cancer impacts women and the lives of everyone around them. Please welcome Jennifer Aniston, Alicia Keys, and for the first time, Demi. It's not the first time
you're about to have a tragedy.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I had her. I had her.
She just got trapped.
I didn't see you. Oh, no, I had her and leaned her over.
No, it was,
of course, I could tell.
It was headed towards my face.
Oh, sorry about that.
Seeing the two of you together, all I could think of was ghosts, and we have to talk about all of that later. But I have to say, thank you for doing this film. This is for the women out there. And personally, even for my mom, a breast cancer survivor, both of my grandmothers, it is a most meaningful, powerful look at how women deal with, and their families and loved ones deal with breast cancer so uniquely. It is one disease, but it hits in so many ways that I thought was so well captured in the film. Let's talk about the name, because it's called 5, and it's 5 different women, but Jennifer, you directed and produced, so can you give us a little bit more?
Well, that's 5, it's 5 shorts, so it's sort of a film within short films within a film, basically all dealing with the common thread of breast cancer, and there's one common character that's threaded throughout. So even though each director has a very distinct sort of, handprint on their piece, there is a common thread sort of throughout the stories, and it's just different cases of women, and older women, young women in their 20s.
Yeah.
Starting with Denise, it starts in 1969, at the day the man is landing on the moon, and how differently it was handled as a topic, or we should say not handled, ignored.
And welcome, by the way. First time here at The View. It is awesome to have you here. It is so cool. We follow you on Twitter.
We do follow you. Terrific. I watched them. It's terrific. 20 minutes each, right?
Ish.
Fantastic.
Yeah, mine's a little less.
Yeah, they're wonderful.
Thank you.
You guys decided not to be in them, though. Just direct them.
Yeah.
How come?
It wasn't about
They
being...
didn't ask us to act in.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think they didn't want us to. I think we were outcast. No, personally, I wanted to just produce it and direct.
Yeah.
That was sort of what was exciting. It was also a year of taking off from acting, so...
Well, I know when you looked at it, Alicia, Demi, because I know you get asked to do many, many things. You guys are very busy women. When you looked at it, what made you say, you know what, yeah, this is something I want to be involved in, and not only involved in, this is something I want to direct?
Well, I think one, it was first the company and the idea of the community of women. That was really an important in getting the message. And I think also, for me, I looked at it as how, when it doesn't touch you directly, how easy it is to have it out of sight, out of mind. And the importance of bridging that to bring it into our awareness, and with the humor, that I felt it had a real potential with our kind of collective, energy to really have an impact, and to, one, give people permission to talk about it, which in my piece really reflects, in some ways, where we've come and how far we haven't come. I mean, it went from being in total denial to being able to express it, to the idea that if you don't talk about it, nobody's feeling it, when in fact it has a huge impact on the little girl's life in mind, and it marks the direction that the rest of her life will take.
And Alicia, you did a great job. It's your first time directing. We're so used to you're playing, and So what made, was it scary? Was it a little daunting
Well, for
you?
me, it was something that, you know, asking why to do it. It was actually like, how could we not do it was really more the situation. And when you read these scripts and you saw how powerful the writing was and how impactful that it affected you just reading it. So I knew bringing it to life, it was going to make it even better. And, you know, I think I direct in a lot of ways in my life, you know, in so many ways, you know, and so it felt like such a beautiful way to be able to bring people together and explore the human experience in a whole new way. And so in a way, it was daunting in the most beautiful way. Because I think when you're kind of daunted or you feel like you're unsure of something, it makes you rise to the occasion. And I really wanted to rise to that occasion. And I love it. I love it.
Yours was funny. The women were very funny, yeah. Very funny.
And we should go into the individual storylines because they are so unique and powerful. You know, Alicia, starting with yours, you talk about directing, but the woman Lily, I mean, she's so independent, right? She is ready to tackle this alone. So
Yes.
tell everyone a little bit more.
So my piece is called Lily. It is with Rosario Dawson, Tracy Ellis Ross, Jennifer Lewis, Jeffrey Tambor. The cast is unbelievable. I was honored to be able to participate with this, you know, these beautiful actors. And Lily is so headstrong. She's so driven.
She is.
She has control of her life, and
Doesn't
she's
need
going to
help.
organize it. She doesn't need anyone to help her. She knows what she has to do, and I think that's what happens with a lot of women and a lot of people. You know, I think that we know how to go and do it and handle it and get it done, but we don't get a chance to sometimes feel it and be scared and be emotional and worried, you know what I mean? And so it's
taken care of.
Yeah, exactly. Or even to allow yourself to be taken care of. So
She thought she could do it alone.
yeah.
Yeah.
And her family is such an interesting, crazy dynamic of people that you actually understand why she would want to do it alone.
Exactly. They do.
You know? And I think we have families like that. You're like, oh, leave me alone.
Yeah.
But, you know, she is, in the end, you just feel how the whole family grows because of this whole experience. And you see how we're allowed to be ourselves, you know, and that's the only way you can be. So it's really beautiful, and the arc that everyone takes is spectacular.
Jennifer, can you tell us about Mia? Because her story was also touching.
Mia, I know, she's Patty Clarkson. Gorgeous, amazing. And
Tony Shalhoub.
And Tony Shalhoub.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just Kathy and Jimmy and Romy Rosemont, an amazing cast as well. And her performance is just heartbreaking. And her character basically, it's sort of told, the short is shot in time jumps. So you're sort of, it's not linear. And you see Mia's journey of, basically she's diagnosed at stage 4 where it doesn't get any, there's no really coming back from this. And so she basically goes and says, well, in that case, I'm just going to spend it all, I'm going to say it all, and I'm just going to bleep it all. Yeah. And so and then after all of that, she basically is told that she's in remission, which just does not happen. Like one in God knows how many cases actually recover from this stage 4.
Demi, your character, when she has to, I mean, Charlotte saying goodbye to her daughter.
That was too much.
Oh my gosh, it was just, it was gripping. I mean, that had to be hard for you.
It was
As a mom.
really moving. I mean, you know, it's interesting in mine because mine's the only one that's obviously in a period.
Yes.
And it was so specific. When I read it, it wasn't written from the little girl's point of view, but I felt it was essential that we bring it down to her level of what is she seeing, what is she hearing.
She was fantastic, by the way.
She's an incredible little girl, this Ava Akers.
Oh my
She's
gosh.
a gift, and I could not have done it without her. I mean, to have your lead, a 7-year-old. And she had the most amazing ability to just listen and respond. And as we went through, I kept thinking, what is this world where the pictures and the words aren't matching? And she's trying to make sense, where everybody's holding their fear and nobody's nobody's talking about it. And the only way to make it not feel as a defeating experience is that I made the goal that everything would be okay if she could just get in that room to her mother.
Yes,
to take that picture that she drew of the walk on the moon. And so there's a very bittersweet, because there's something so inspiring about that moment when she gets in there, that peace that she feels, and the love. And Jennifer Goodwin was so incredible.
Remarkable.
especially because I did that all in one shot. And so every take, she just was, and the little girl just was so spectacular.
We certainly captured all the emotion. And we are capturing you because you are sticking around right now. We're going to be right back with more of Jennifer, Demi, and Alicia. But before we go,
on behalf of the bank, I have to say, you're not the best bet. There's no collateral. In fact, you have no assets. You used to have a house that was nearly paid off. Used to have a blue chip portfolio. Used to have cash in the bank. But then, poof. What happened?
I lived.